ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Read by Project. I'm Psycho again with you today, and in this one, we are going to be doing one of my favorite Game Boy Advance games. We're going back to the consoles with Kirby, the second part of Kirby, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. So, did they upgrade it? Is it better than the first part? Is it... I don't know. Is it worse? Is it still good? One word, actually. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite games for a reason, actually. Because they've upgraded... Well, they kept the original part, the original good parts of Kirby, and upgraded them, and gave it a huge map to explore. So, what does Amazing Mirror do better? How does it compare with the story and everything? Let's just get into it. So, as far as the story goes, well, it's Kirby. Not much of a story, but pretty much you and your buddies, actually, you get split into 4 in this part. The start of the story, yeah, as I was saying, you get split into 4 parts. 4 Kirbys trapped in a world full of mirrors where a... how should we call it? Where a Shadow Meta Knight destroys the mirror, and you gotta collect all the pieces, find the bad guys, and, well, beat the... how should we call him? The main bad guy. So, how does the gameplay and everything compare to it? Well, one sentence. The mobile signal in this game is pretty much amazing. You'll see what I mean. We'll get to that. But first, let's just go on to the basics of the gameplay. So, in the Amazing Mirror, they pretty much made it a really open world game, pretty much. You got a giant... we got a giant map to explore with no... how should we call it? No path that is already predetermined. So you can pretty much go anywhere you want to explore. You can get from level 1 to actually level 12 by skipping all of the levels, which pretty much gives you a ton of replayability, explorability, everything. And it makes it really amazing just because you want to explore every single area in the game and find as many power-ups as you pretty much can to get to complete the game, actually. Getting through the, how should we call it, through the main part of the game, getting the mirror pieces and defeating the baddies throughout the way is pretty straightforward. But you can get lost from time to time just because of the big maps and everything. But even if you do get lost, there are a ton of secrets to find. There's a lot of chests scattered around the world, of which most of them contain, like, I don't know, food, things like that, to pretty much, how should we call it, to give you additional HP, get you to... I don't know, give you buffs, power-ups, stuff like that. But some of the chests have maps, different colorings for Kirby and everything inside them. So you can pretty much customize your Kirby, like, a lot. I mean, not as much as some other games, but you can change the color of him, which is pretty amazing since you can play, like... a different Kirby in each of the stage if you want to. So, how did the power-ups fare in the second part? The power-ups are really amazing. They've kept the basic ones and added some new ones. Like, I think the UFO was already in the first one, but the one that I love the most that they added is the Smash power-up, which pretty much gives you Kirby from Super Smash Bros. And it is amazing. It pretty much does everything you need it to do. You can pretty much just take Smash and get through all of the game, because you have the hammer to pretty much, how should we call it, to break the unbreakable blocks. You've got a ton of combat options and possibilities to to pretty much get through anything. So even if you don't have or don't get the Smash power-up, there's still a ton of other power-ups that you can get, and pretty much almost any enemy gives you a power-up. They've added some new bosses and everything through the game, with the addition of even some Smash Bros. Bosses, like the Master Hand and the... what's it called? The Two Hands, pretty much. Which is really good. I mean, they took the first part of Kirby and made it amazing. There are also some mini games throughout the game. After, well, you're gonna pretty much do them after you complete them. But they kept they kept the base from the original ones and pretty much went to upgrade on that. You can also play multiplayer, actually, but I have not tested how that plays out yet, just because it's kind of hard to get people with Game Boys and cables to actually play this in multiplayer. But even in single player mode, you can call your buddies. That's where the phone reception comes in. Anywhere you are, you can pretty much call your buddies to help you out if you have the battery on your phone, which gives you, how should we call it, an easier... how do we call it? Yeah, an easier playthrough with the bosses and everything. They're not, like, really super helpful, but they can be helpful in a pinch. So yeah, the creators have really upgraded the Kirby games that were released up until this one, and made this one really amazing. It is still one of my favorite Game Boy Advance games. One of the better throughout history itself, technically. So yeah, I'm gonna recommend this to all of you Kirby fans, all of you Game Boy Advance fans, all of you platformer fans, actually, because it's a classic. It's a game that you pretty much need to play. I mean, need to. You're gonna want to play it if you're into kind of older games, Game Boy Advance games, stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the review. That's gonna be all from my side for this one. In the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, comment on the videos, and I'll be joining you in the next one.